What's up, Clashers? Turin 56 from iKonik here, bringing you another how-to video. This is how to go Laloon, which is Golems, Valkyries, and Balloons. This is a strategy that is very similar to a strategy I've already done a video on, which is how to go wee low. Basically, it's just a slight switch in the troop composition that you're going to be using. Instead of heavy on the wizards and the witches, you're going to be beefing up a little bit on the Valkyries, maybe paring down a little bit on the Golems. Just depends on the base, of course, as with every attack. But the primary key to this strategy is get your Golems and your Valkyries and your heroes into the core of a base that has all of its air defenses in there. Take down those air defenses and then use balloons on the back end to take out the now very vulnerable exterior defenses. It's a pretty effective technique, and it can be used. It is base specific, mind you. You need to have those air defenses in the core, but it can be used with a wide variety of troop levels, and is also pretty effective at Town Hall 8. I'm going to show you a Town Hall 8 version of this attack as well in this video. So the keys to this attack, and they are almost identical to the keys for how to go wee low. Like I said, just a slight little tweak in the troop composition. But the keys to this attack, we're going to be looking at Golems, of course. We're going to look at the funnels, wall breakers, spells, and finally balloons. So starting with the Golems. First of all, yeah, sure. I said that. Okay. You have to have a plan for your Golems. You're probably going to be bringing, most of the time, one, maybe two Golems. I'd say two will be more common. But like I said, base specific, every once in a while you'll bring three. But the advantage that the Valkyries have over wizards is they're a lot tankier. So generally speaking, you won't need to be quite as reliant on the Golems as you will in a go wee low attack. They're going to be able to essentially replace one of the Golems that you would use in that strategy, because they're very tanky, and if you get them under heal spell, there's not a lot that can take them out. But for the Golems themselves, you have to have a plan for them. So that means don't just drop them not thinking beyond the first defense that they're going to attack, the first chamber that they're going to break in. You have to have a thought out plan of how they're going to progress towards the core to continue to tank for your troops once they get to the core, or at least to get your troops to the core. So you have to plan that out. Spreading your Golems is very important. You don't want them too clumped up, because then they won't be tanking as many defenses as possible. So if you're using two Golems in this attack, keep them spread out. You want them to be able to tank essentially an entire section of the base, an entire wall of the base that you're coming in from the exterior on. 10 to 12 tiles is usually right around an ideal spread on your Golems. And then lastly, the key with your Golems, you need to keep them moving forward. The entire purpose of your Golems in this army, and in any army, is just to tank. All they're there is to soak up as much damage as possible, protecting your DPS that's coming in from behind them. And if they're not moving forward, if they get stuck behind walls, then that means your DPS is going to move either in front of them or away from them off to the sides, and they're no longer effectively tanking at that point. So they're not doing their job. And 30 troop space is a whole lot of troop space to waste if they're not doing their job effectively. Next comes the funnel. Now this is pretty important. I'd say maybe even more important with the Govalo than it is with the go wee low, because the Valkyries are a little bit trickier to funnel. Their AI is attracted like a magnet towards adjacent buildings. Because of that area of effect spin damage they do, they actually prioritize buildings that are right next to each other, because it takes full advantage of their attack, which makes sense. but it also means that they don't always necessarily go towards the nearest building. Sometimes they will go a little bit further away if they can find a spot where there's two buildings right next to each other. So it's very important if you want to get your Valks into the core to get a nice wide funnel with these ladies. They're a little bit hard to predict sometimes. But for this attack to be successful, you have to get them into the core. You have to be able to take down those air defenses. Wall breakers is the next key, of course. As with any golem-based attack, you need to get your golems down first to distract the point defense from the wall breakers. You can't have your wall breakers going down to archer towers and cannons. Also, you almost always want to offset your wall breakers from your golems so they don't reach the wall at the same spot. That protects them from high level splash damage from mortars and wizard towers. At a certain point, those defenses get strong enough to where they can one-hit kill your wall breakers. So get in the habit of dropping your wall breakers a little bit offset from your golems, and then your golems will just reroute, a couple tiles off to the side. No big deal at all. For the spells on this attack, one of the really nice advantages of this attack is you get to commit all of your spells to your golems and your Valks and your heroes. You don't need to save any at all for your balloons. So that means whatever combination is going to work best for you. At Town Hall 8, maybe it's 2 heals and a rage. At Town Hall 9, you might need a jump. You may even want a lightning spell to take out the clan castle troops, depending on whether or not you're luring. Or you may just go, 2 rages, 2 heals. Of course, it's all base specific, but it does give you the benefit of really committing a lot of power and all your resources to the golems and the Valks and the heroes, and really making that a powerful portion of your army and getting them into the core and cleaning out that core nice and quick. And lastly, for the balloons, if you're going to do this at Town Hall 9, I strongly recommend using only level 6 balloons. You can do this at Town Hall 8 with level 5 balloons, but once you get up to Town Hall 9, those level 5 balloons just don't quite cut it if people have their point defenses upgraded. Use precision drops for your balloons. This is not a spam attack. Don't just drop them in a line, or just just like a 5-finger drop as fast as possible just to get them down. The key to using balloons on the back end is using them strategically. You do not want to drop more than 2 per defense for the most part, because 2 is all that's going to be required to take out just about any defense that you're going to come across at Town Hall 9, because you're not going to see those expos on the exterior at Town Hall 9. You generally speaking want to prioritize the defenses that can attack your balloons first. So your archer towers, Teslas, and wizard towers, shoot for those first, and then let them drift over to cannons and mortars, because those are no threat to your balloons whatsoever. So those are the keys to this attack. Fairly straightforward. Like I said, if you've seen my how to go wee low video, it's almost the exact same set of keys. I borrowed the spreadsheet from that last one and just added a picture of a Valkyrie in on this one, basically. So let's go ahead and we'll check out some examples of this attack being used in war, both at Town Hall 8 and Town Hall 9. Alright, so let's look at this base here as our first target for a Govalo. This is definitely the type of base that this is going to be very effective on. As you can see, all 4 air defenses are right in the core there. The expos are in there as well. Those will be nice to target at the same time as these air defenses, because they'll be able to target your balloons. Even a couple of archer towers in there. It's like this guy was, trying to construct the easiest Govalo base possible. Land Tripper brings a really nice Govalo on this one, and I definitely wanted to show you this one too, because Land Tripper is a relatively new Town Hall 9, and while he does have level 6 balloons, he only has level 2 Valkyries, so this attack can still be very viable at a lower level Valkyries, so level 2 in this case. So the key to this is, of course, being able to take out this core. The very first step, however, before he starts to do that for Landtripper, is to take out these wizard towers going around the very exterior of the base. They're incredibly exposed. One balloon each is going to be able to take them out. He's just going to drop those in right off the bat. Before he drops this one down here on the southwest, he has a giant to come in here and just hang out. That's going to distract the Archer Queen, start to get a lure here on the clan castle. And then he'll drop that loon to be able to take them out. So very nice exchanges early on. For 25 troop space, he gets 4 defenses as well as the clan castle lure. So really nicely done there. Then he's going to start to do a little bit of barch over here in the southern corner. Oh, and my apologies, before I proceed, he also, while this is going on with these loons, drops in just a handful of hogs to take out that cannon. That is going to clear room over here in the southern corner for him to be able to proceed with his clan castle kill. So, okay, so now he does a little barch, he gets them over there. There's a dragon and some archers in here, so he gets them kind of condensed into a group, drops a few more distractions, and then circles them with his wizards, and then he's also going to get the Archer Queen down there as well. That takes care of the clan castle pretty easily. At that point, he's going to drop his golem down over here and offset his wall breakers. Nice technique over here, offsetting the wall breakers to bust open a wall over there. And the golem's going to redirect and come inside here. This is a cold-blooded golem. In this instance, the objective of the golem really isn't to get into the core and tank for the Valkyries, because he beefed up on the Valkyries. He brought 8 of them. Really, this golem is just there to help tank early on for the kill squad so they can get in there and take out that Archer Queen. And then once that is open up, he'll drop his king as well. This kill squad's going to push in, and it's going to be able to take out these defenses. I think there's a Tesla over here, so that's going to go down. I believe there's one over here as well, and a couple of exterior Teslas in weird spots out here. Those he'll get to later. But basically, he wants to create just as wide of a funnel as possible, because he's going to jump his Valks in to the core here using a jump spell. So he waits for all of these garbage buildings to get down. Eventually that goes down there as well. And this is a really nice technique by him. Landtripper drops just a single Valkyrie first, just to test to see if his funnel is up or not. It's not, because she veers off, comes over here, and targets these 2 buildings over here. Like I said in the intro, you got to watch out for those Valkyries, because they would like to target adjacent buildings first. And I believe this is still further away than that air defense is, but even if it's a tie, she's definitely going to go for that. So just the one goes down, he waits a little bit longer, and then he drops the rest of them, and he gets most of them into the core at that point. He's going to have a heal and a rage in the core, and when you get Valkyries in a core like that, nice and condensed with a heal and a rage on them, there's just no stopping them. So all of these defenses go down very, very quickly. And at that point, he's free to release the last of the balloons that he has. He has 9 more, I believe. Targets the towers first, so 2 per tower over here. And then I believe those are the last of the towers, so he just kind of drops the last in, one at a time in these directions, headed for the cannons and the mortars. But a very, very powerful attack. Like I said, even with the level 2 Valkyries, this is just the perfect base for it. He had a nice funnel up. He got great work out of his kill squad and his Valkyries, and then very nice precision loons on the back end for a nice clean 3-star. So let's go ahead and watch this attack at work. Very exposed wizard towers. All it's going to take is 1 bomb drop and 1 death crash from a level 6 balloon to take out those wizard towers. And then the hogs are in there working on that mortar. That's going to clear a nice little space there for him to work with his kill squad. Nice distractions there from the barbarians. And his wizards will take out all the rest of that clan castle and still have a few left over to help him get that funnel up on those exterior garbage buildings. And once that barracks goes down, he knows he's good to drop his Barb King. Barb King's going to lock onto that Archer Queen. She goes down. And now he just plays a bit of a waiting game. Nice patience here. You see that one test Valk go down first. He realizes the funnel's not quite up yet, so he waits for that elixir storage to go down, and then he drops the rest of the Valks. Very nice technique there. And he does lose a couple more drift off to the side, but he's got 5 Valkyries in that core under heal and rage. And even at level 2, they're just going to do so much damage in there so quickly. You can see how fastly those buildings in the core just melt. Here come the nice precision drops on the back end here with the balloons. And he still has some back end hogs he just deployed over there on that surprise exterior Tesla on the west side. And those will help with a little bit of a cleanup here as well. Still has tons of balloons up, lots of DPS. Didn't even need this last heal. That was just for the fun of it, I suppose. But very nice, very clean 3-star Govalo by Landtripper. Fast forward here while we're watching the last little bit of cleanup here. So definitely the type of base that you guys want to keep your eyes out for with this type of attack. Let's go ahead and check out another attack on using this attack strategy.
Alright, so let's look at another base attack by Landtripper here with Govalo. And before I proceed, my apologies. I know it sounds a little bit different right now. I recorded half of these videos with my old microphone set up and half with a new, so it's going to sound a little odd as I hop back and forth, but bear with me. Okay, so another great example of a base to attack with Govalo. You can see the air defenses here all clustered together. This one not technically in the core, but conveniently located on the way to the core in the same direction that the Archer Queen is. So this is the direction any kill squad would be coming from anyways. He's going to get the air defense and the Archer Queen here, then push into the core and take out the rest of the air defenses there. That's going to leave this north end here pretty wide open for back end balloons. Now he does also have all of his Teslas in the core, which is really nice once again for this type of attack. Teslas put out a lot of DPS, so it's good to get those taken care of early if you can in the core push. So let's look at the steps here that he takes. He's going to bring 4 hogs in from the bottom here to get a lure. Not quite a full lure, but he gets almost all of it, so it's an effective lure. That'll take down the cannon as well. I love how he takes advantage of these defenses being distracted while that's going on. He drops some wall breakers on that wall right there and opens up this compartment, saving a step later on. Very effective. Love to see that. Once he's got the lure, he's going to bring it down south, do a little barch to work him back and forth, get him clustered up a little bit, and then he's just going to use a handful of wizards over here as well as his Archer Queen. And they're going to take out the clan castle over here. Then he's going to be nice and patient. He's going to let these wizards and the queen take out these garbage buildings here. Now once those 4 are down, he's got a nice big funnel coming right up the gut here, headed towards the core. So at that point, he's going to drop his Barb King and his Valkyries. And they're going to head right into this first compartment here. Now he's got a fair amount to try to deal with while he's in here, because he still has like a wizard and 2 minions in this clan castle. He's got both heroes and then some DPS raining in. But like I said in the intro, one of the great advantages of this attack style is you get to use all 4 of your spells during this initial push. So he's going to drop his first heal spell right around there, as well as Rage, just shaded up a little bit here. and then a jump spell is going to let him into the second level and as well as the core compartment there. And he's going to save a heal spell to go down in the core there as well, help him deal with those high DPS Teslas. So his troops are going to push in very nicely here. They're going to be taking out all of these guys here. Those guys are going to go down. They're going to push into the core here. The Valkyries are going to completely hollow out this core. No time flat. And then I like what he does here as he's moving on, as he's preparing for the second stage, the back end stage of this attack. He brings in 3 hogs on each one of these cannons down here, and that just kind of helps clean up a little bit on this end here. His loons are going to be able to take out the north, but just a few hogs, kind of little mini surgical on each of these down here. He definitely doesn't want to do hogs up north. This is why this is a Govalo, not a Govaho, because he's got 2 sets of double giant bombs to contend with up here. This is much better taken care of by balloons as opposed to hogs because of that. But his hogs do some good work down on these defenses out here, and that also helps funnel his troops, his Valkyries and his heroes a little more north into the core so they don't have to drift off to the side. Then last stage here, he's got 9 balloons he's going to drop in. He's going to drop in 2 on each of these archer towers, 1 on each of the wizard towers there. I believe he also has 1 on each of these cannons, and then 1 on that air blower, air sweeper, I should say. So they're going to totally take out that section there, and then the combined everything is going to meet up and be able to take out these mortars and expos that are kind of in that middle layer there. And then he also does a really nice job of hanging on to some wizards. You're going to see him drop in some wizards up here. He's going to drop in some minions down over here on the east and the west. Always a great idea, no matter what strategy you're bringing. Try to save some DPS for your cleanup. So go ahead and get this all cleared off here. And watch Lane Tripper with a really nice 3-star. Like those early archer drops, just kind of getting working right away on getting those army camps taken down. Those are just going to distract his kill squad troops. So getting them out of the way is going to ensure that his kill squad, the archer queen and the wizards that he drops, aren't going to be attacking the army camps, but they're going to be attacking the clan castle troops. Land Tripper is quite good at getting troops bunched up and taking them out with wizards as opposed to needing witches. A couple more whiz are going to take out those storages. And now he's got a nice wide funnel going into that southern compartment. Both heroes and all of the Valkyries are going to head in there. And then with the advantage of a jump spell, they're not going to want to go anywhere else but right into that core. There's that last heal going down. That's going to protect them as they're dealing with those Teslas. Here come the hogs in from the southeast and southwest. Just a nice little addition to this attack. And you can see those loons coming in very precisely dropped in on all of the defenses on that northern edge there as well. And there go the last of those defenses as the expo falls right there. And you can see those wizards and those minions that he's been sprinkling in as well. Still has plenty of DPS left over from the initial attack, but always nice to have some of those. So once again, a very nice attack by Land Tripper. Not a maxed out Town Hall 9, but he has level 2 Valkyries. This attack, if done correctly, you can do it with low-level heroes and low-level troops. It's all about the technique that I'm showing you. You don't have to be a max Town Hall 9 to do these. All right, so let's go ahead and look at one more. We're going to watch a Town Hall 8 use this same strategy for 3 stars.
Alright, so now let's look at a Town Hall 8 Govalo, because this attack is still very viable at Town Hall 8 as well. So on this attack we have Wang. He has base level Valkyries, which he brings 6 of, but he also brings 3 in his clan castle, so kind of a combination of high level and low level Valkyries. Another example of a great base to look for, he's got his air defenses in the core here, as well as all of these archer towers. So if this core goes down, the only defenses left that can target his back end balloons are going to be these wizard towers, right? He also has all of his Teslas in the core as well. So this is an attack where he does not lure first. Valkyries are pretty beefy and can usually do a really nice job handling most clan castle compositions as well, and you'll see that here, especially since the golems that he drops are going to get out ahead of those. So he starts off just creating a little bit of a funnel out here with some of these garbage buildings. He's going to drop a couple of wizards, start that funnel going, and he has his 2 level 2 golems, which is max at Town Hall 8. He drops them in, a few more wizards sprinkled back behind here to take out some more of these garbage buildings, and then he's going to offset his wall breakers from this golem here, because that wizard tower right there is going to be targeting his golem. So it does a nice job of bringing the wall breakers in at a slightly different location. That's going to break that chamber open right there. And he will drop his, of course, his Barb King is going to go in at this point, as are all of the Valks. And he's got the, remember, the 6 level 1 as well as the 3 max level. So they're all going to head in here. He'll use his King's ability, but no spells at this point to take out the clan castle troops, and they're going to go down pretty quickly, distracted by the golems, and they're going to be taken out by those Valkyries and the wizards and the king. And he's going to use another group of wall breakers, going to punch in this next chamber over here, and at this point he's going to start using his spells. So he's got a heal spell right up front, a rage a little bit deeper, and then another heal on the back end. Just the 3 spells, remember, at Town Hall 8, but all 3 being able to be dedicated to the core, going to take out all of these defenses. So, look at what we have to deal with at this point. This first chamber is done on the way in by the kill squad. All of these guys are down as well. Everything in the core goes down. And look what's left for his balloons to handle. There's only 2 defenses with these 2 wizard towers over here that have any chance at responding to the balloons coming in. So he brings 9 on the back end. He drops 3 in on each of the wizard towers. I think he brings 2 in over here, and he hangs on to 1 for a little bit later deployment over on the northwest side there. He also hung on to, I'd say, 5 or so wizards, and he sprinkles them in very nicely on the back end, while these defenses are distracted by core troops, and the wizards are too far away for them to target anyways. So the cleanup proceeds very, very quickly on this. And this is the type of base that you definitely want to do that on at Town Hall 8. These expanded bases aren't necessarily very easy to aren't necessarily very difficult to defeat all the defenses on, but time is usually the biggest factor with these expanded bases. You often run out of time even though the defenses are all down. So, alright, we'll clear all this off and let's watch Wang push forward and get a nice 3-star on this base. Good start by taking out some of those exterior buildings. Remember, you definitely want to create a nice wide funnel with this attack style. Those Valkyries love to head towards adjacent buildings. And then CC is entirely distracted by his 2 golems. The Valkyries are going to be able to take them out very, very quickly. And now the core is exposed, and it's going to go down incredibly quickly to these Valkyries under rage and heal. And that's all she wrote. Just that one last wizard tower left that can defend against the balloons. And of course the air traps that are still out there as well. But the only thing that's left being the mortars and the cannons is definitely a weakness for this type of attack. Weakness for the defender, I should say. And still got a bunch of those redheads running around. Huge compartments on this type of base. Only the 5 wide open compartments, which definitely plays right into your hands with the Valkyries, because one of their only weaknesses is they are really slow at getting through walls unless you have them in quite large groups and they're all concentrated on the same section.
Alright, you guys, that is the How to Govalo video. I hope you liked it. I personally think Valkyries are one of the funnest troops in the game to use. They can have a bad reputation because people don't use them correctly. They have a few weaknesses, and you have to find bases that aren't going to be able to capitalize on those weaknesses. They do horribly against walls. So heavily chambered bases are not very good for Valkyries, but if you find the right base, they're really fun to use. Everyone loves the redheads when they're effective. So hopefully you liked the video, and hopefully you'll be able to incorporate this into your arsenal of attacks. Thanks for watching, you guys. Until next time, this is Turin56 saying keep on clashing.